Yo, what is up, Family Legacy Funding Squad? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about handling call denials and going through the reconsideration line. As you can tell with Drake, this isn't what we're about. Approvals, that's what we're about. So let's get into it, guys. So, you know, if you guys have ever been denied for a credit card and felt like it was the end of the road, then that's actually not it, right? Don't worry because there is a way to turn a no into a yes with just one phone call. And today I'm going to be giving you guys the exact scripts and strategies to get your credit card applications across the finish line and getting them approved through the reconsideration dial. And make sure you guys stick to the very end because I'll be sharing some bonus sauce with you guys that you'll want to do before you apply for this credit reconsideration that's going to dramatically increase your guys' approval odds. So let's get into it. Here's the agenda. We're going to talk about important notes. What is it? Why is it? How is it important? And then again, get into that bonus sauce. So important notes is something to know with the funding space. Denials do happen, right? It's not always in your control. All we can do is the necessary actions to put ourselves in the best position possible to increase the likelihood of approvals and for high limits, right? Our goal is to make sure we hit all or most of the requirements to put ourselves in that best position. However, a couple things to consider is, like, again, not everything's in our control, right? If the economy's down, banks might tighten up with lending, and all we could do is just put ourselves in the best possible position to show the banks that, hey, you are a trustworthy borrower. Hey, your business has a lot of potential, give us money. But there's some outside factors that won't be in our control, but I would say usually that doesn't affect us, but it does happen. Another thing to consider too is, if a client really needs funding ASAP, then we may skip some steps in the process to meet the timeline that you guys need. So, like, let's say, with a bank, we're typically looking at 50K on a card. However, the client or you might not have all the time in the world to get the optimization process, because that could take a couple weeks or even a couple months in some scenarios, and they just need 25K fast, then we'll just go out and get it, because that money now is worth more than money later, even if you don't get the highest approval. So the other big note is most denials are from the algorithm, right? So not understanding the bank underwriting requirements will really hold you guys back. So if you guys want to know the top underwriting requirements banks care most about in order to pre-qualify, then comment the word pre-qualify down below and I'll send you those resources. And again, most denials are from the algorithm, right? When you guys are able to talk to a human, this can really overturn the decision. A lot of times people will just go out and apply online and your application is just going through a computer algorithm. But if you're working with like a high level relationship manager who knows your story, who has a relationship with us, that's going to dramatically increase your odds to be able to not even have to go through the reconsideration line in the first place and just get that approval right away. But just a couple housekeeping notes for you guys. Now, what is the reconsideration line? So this is actually a dedicated department to help overturn initial decisions. So this is why reconsideration matters, right? Banks sometimes need more information or just an extra little push and nudge to approve the application. The reconsideration line is basically your second chance to make a case and turn a rejection into an approval. So now that we know what that is, here's the actual step-by-step process that we're going to go through, right? So step one, immediately call the reconsideration line. The second you find out, you got denied, what you're going to do is Google, let's say we're going through Truist Bank or something, Google Truist Bank credit card reconsideration line. It will give you a number to call. important thing here too is timing is everything, right? So contact the reconsideration line as soon as you get the denial notice. And what you're going to do is we're going to explain and make a case for ourselves. This is your chance to provide any additional context to show the banks that, hey, you are a trustworthy borrower. Hey, your business does have a lot of potential, right? So we want to make sure we have the story straight. So step two is preparing before the call. Important thing here is one, remove fraud alerts. A lot of times people don't even know that they have a fraud alert on their profile. And what happens is, even if you do meet all the qualifying factors to get approved, if this thing is turned on, it doesn't matter. They're going to deny you because the fraud alert's on there. So step one is remove the fraud alert. This can cause issues with their algorithm and give an automatic denial. So make sure to go through and turn this off, because if this is on, they'll also potentially make you jump through more hoops for being able to get approved. So just best to get that out of the way from the very beginning. Now, the second thing is review the denial reason. So a lot of times they'll send you a letter in the mail or they'll send you an email. Just go through that and know the specific reasons why your application was denied in the first place. This might be due to high utilization, limited history with the bank, too many inquiries, or insufficient income. Whatever it is, make sure you know exactly why we were denied so that we can make a case against it, right? If it's high utilization, you should have already paid that down. And there's plenty of different ways, creative ways of getting that lowered. So comment the word utilization down below if you want those tips, and we'll send it to you guys. Limited history with the banks, that's typically like credit age. We already did a training on how to boost that credit age through authorized users. So if that's an issue you guys have, then comment the word authorized user down below, and we'll send you that training as well. Too many inquiries. We already did awesome training on how to remove experience inquiries in 24 to 48 hours. So this is huge. Comment the word inquiries, and we will send that to you as well. Now, third thing is make sure to check your credit report, right? We shouldn't be going into these applications not knowing what our credit looks like, because then we're literally just taking a shot in the dark and hoping and praying something happens. Because you might be applying and you think you have a 700 credit score, and then you might have a 600 credit score. So make sure to check the credit report, make sure everything's accurate and up to date, and correct any errors before making the call. Because if you make the call, try to make a case, and they check your credit again and it's still shit, then it's not going to look good. Let's get this done right in the very beginning, right? And then the fourth and final thing is have the data point details ready. So be ready to provide your basically what you said in the application, right? They're going to ask about income, what your business does, your business revenue, all that. So make sure you have that ready. So provide that income information or clarify any changes in your financial situation that you put on the application. I already posted a training on an organized Excel doc on how to track all your applications and credit cards and your data points. So it's a super crucial resource that you guys should always use, because this is how we're going to be able to make sure our stories align. When we said this is what our business does and we call them again, we want to make sure we're having that same story. So comment the word KPIs down below and we'll send it to you guys. Now, step number 3, pick 3, my lord. Shout out to any of the Shrek fans out there that know what I'm talking about. But anyways, step 3 is, this is the exact word for word script on what to use. So step 1 is, build some rapport. These are human beings. A lot of times these guys are being yelled at by people. So don't make their day worse. It's not going to make your situation any better. But here's the exact script of what to say. So, hey, my name is Miguel, and I recently applied for the Truist Business Credit Card. Obviously replace all these things with your name, but I received a denial. I was very surprised, as my credit score is a 760. My business is bringing in, X amount, and my annual income is 150K or whatever. We are really needing this funding to help our business take advantage of new clients we're getting that will exponentially grow our business. I really value my relationship with Truist Bank, and I was hoping to provide some additional information to have my application reconsidered. Can you help me with that? So let's kind of break this down, and I'll break down kind of like why this script works. It's pretty straightforward, right? But as far as this, where is it? Your current FICO score. That's going to show them that you're a trustworthy borrower, right? It's a 700 plus. Your business revenue and income. They're like, okay, this guy makes money. This business has a lot of potential. This guy's going to be able to pay us back. And then the compelling reason here, we really need this funding because we have new clients that's going to help blow up our business, right? If we're already making X amount of revenue and we have even more potential money coming in, and this bank's funding is going to help get you there, then that's going to give them more reason to want to give you that funding. Now, and then again, we're letting them know we're going to provide additional information, and then here's the ask. Can you help me with that? Boom. So that's the exact word for word script. Now, here's what we're going to do is a couple things. If they say it was denied due to high utilization, here's what you're going to say is, look, I understand the concern about my current credit utilization. Recently, I've been making large purchases for, inventory or whatever, but I've always paid them off in full and on time. In fact, I've just paid down a large portion of my balance and can provide proof of my payment history if needed. Could you please reconsider my application with the updated information in mind? Right? So this isn't the case if they said your utilization was a little too high. Now, if you were denied because you have limited history with the bank, just let them know, hey, I know my relationship, we're just going to keep using Truist. With Truist is relatively new, but I've been diligently paying all my accounts on time and keeping a low balance. I'm committed to building a long-term relationship with Truist and would appreciate the opportunities to start with this card, right? We want to let them know we're in it for the long game, and we're planning on doing long-term business with them. That's going to make them want to work with you guys on this. Another thing too is if you're denied due to too many inquiries, just let them know, hey, I understand there are several recent inquiries on my report. I've been actively seeking to build my credit profile and make the most of funding opportunities for my business. However, I'm now focusing on managing and maintaining my current accounts. Could you reconsider my application based on, sorry, this is a little messed up. What is it? Can you reconsider my application based on this new information? And then the other thing too is express confidence and gratitude. Like as they're kind of helping you guide through this, just say, thank you so much for your help. I'm confident that with this additional information, my application will reflect my true financial situation. I truly value my relationship with Truist, and I look forward to growing it in the future. So, hey, lots and lots of words here. You don't have to stick to it. Like, definitely this is like the main part of it. And this is just if you still get denied due to, high utilization, limited history, or due to too many inquiries, right? The important thing here is you don't need to follow it exactly word for word. But the main thing is building up that case, letting them know what your credit score is, make sure it's already optimized before you call them, business revenue, income, compelling reason why. That's like the main things that you need to do when going into this. Now, boom. None of this is going to work unless you know this last piece of the puzzle, and here is the bonus sauce. So this is going to dramatically increase your approval odds. So tip number one is offer additional documentation. Mention that you're willing to provide any additional documentation such as proof of recent income increases, large debt payoffs, corrected errors on your credit report. Only offer the financial docs though if you have that readily available. If your current income doesn't match your estimated income or business revenue that we put on the application, then probably don't do that. But a lot of times we get denied is because they can't prove our identity. So offer to, if they say they weren't able to authenticate your identity, then provide some sort of proof of address and identity and send that to them. I've seen that a lot is people will get denied and they're They just want to make sure this isn't like credit fraud. Somebody is like applying, stealing your identity. So that actually happens more often than you guys think. Number two is be polite, patient, and persistent. Always be courteous. Even if the first agent you speak to doesn't approve your request, if denied initially, politely ask to speak with your supervisor or try again later. I've actually had this happen with myself. Um, when I've gone out for applying is I got denied. First person said no, and then I actually talked to I think two more people after, so three people total, and by the third one I ended up getting approved, which is really awesome. Um, you'll want to kind of put your Karen mode on, be like, I need to speak to your manager, but obviously be polite and nice about it because being mean isn't going to get you guys anywhere. Now, tip number three is if you guys follow the right strategy, most denials again, I mentioned this earlier, are from failure to verify. So just call in and provide that proof of verification is very common. Give them your ID, first page of a bank statement that has your name and address, and that's typically enough to get you across the finish line. But that's basically it, guys. Thank you guys for hopping on this awesome training. If you guys have a 700 plus credit score and want to take out all the guessing when it comes to getting funded, comment the word funding down below, and we'll see if our done for you funding services or our one-on-one coaching is a good fit for you guys. If you guys are below a 700 due to any like negatives, then comment the word repair, and we have the most killer credit repair team to help you guys out. We're literally cleaning people's credit reports. I've seen it as little as 2 weeks, but I'm going to tell you guys, give us at least 2 months to see stuff, just because I'd rather under promise and over deliver. But we've got tons and tons of value for you guys. We got the free stuff, we got the paid stuff. But either way, thank you guys for lending me your eyes, ears, and attention. And as usual, peace out, much love, stay beautiful, and we will see you guys in the next one. Boom.